Hi friends, this is Toby with Garage Prospecting, and we are finally getting around to processing that pay dirt that we got from someone in Arizona. They've asked me not to share their name, but they did send a letter, and I apologize, I've been doing calculations on the back of this thing, so I'll read that to you. It says, I collected this sample from an arroyo in the Rich Hill Mining District in Arizona. I can't guarantee how much gold, but I have found some in the material I've run. Looking forward to seeing you run it. A faithful viewer, Jumping Jack. So I don't know necessarily, I haven't seen any subscribers with the name of Jumping Jack, so that might just be a screen name. But Jack, thank you very much for taking the time to collect this material and further to send it to us. We're happy to process it. So a couple of things before I even start processing it. I'm going to take one of our Garage Prospecting pay dirt bags, and I'm going to go and put some of this material in there. Now this is before I've run anything, so I can't predict if there's any gold in the spoonfuls that I'm putting in here. I think 3 is enough. Okay, 3 spoons full. But at the end of the program, whatever gold we've collected from this sample will be added to this bag, and we will be giving it away next Saturday, which would be June 1st, the 3rd, at 7 p.m. Mountain Daylight Time. And on the back, I'll read you what I put here, Garage Prospecting. Pay dirt number 3. This is our 3rd bag of pay dirt. Rich Hill, Weaver Mining District, Weaver Mountains, Yavapai County, Arizona. This package contains some gold. There is no guarantee of the amount, but gold, magnetite, blonde sand, and sapphires have been added to make it interesting. So I added all the other stuff. So, and of course, like I said, I'll be adding the gold that, whatever gold we collect from this run, I will be adding it to that bag. So whatever is in there as a result of just collecting it from here. So what I want to do is I want to run the magnet through it and see what we've got, whether it's a lot of magnetite. You know, whenever you pick up arroyo sand, yeah, look at that. So, should we run it through the dry magnetic separator? It's always an extra step, but it's usually a worthwhile step. Plus, I'm making a collection of all this magnetite that I collect from these samples, so I can add them to the bags of pay dirt that you guys try to win. So, at the end of the video, I'll explain to you how to enter into the chance of winning this bag of pay dirt, okay? All right, here's the plan. So first of all, I'm going to take some of this material, put it under the microscope so you can see what we're dealing with. Secondly, I'm going to classify it to -10, and at that point, I will put the +10 in my collection container, and I will put the -10 through the dry magnetic sluice. And then we'll go, once it's through the dry magnetic sluice, we'll continue classification to -20, -40, -60. -10 goes through the cleanup sluice, -20 will go through the spiral, -40 will go through the blue bowl, and -60 will go through the Miller table. So a complete run for this material. All right, let's set it up to take a look at it under the microscope. All right, guys, so here it is under the microscope, and that is at just over 3 magnification. And the first thing that we can see, of course, is that big hunk of magnetite in there. And you can actually tell it's magnetite because some of the other material has stuck to it. Now, what I did when I was looking through this material in the box, I noticed that it has what look like big red rocks, but they're not. They're actually just dirt clods. But they'll break up in what we're going to do with all this material. So I don't see anything of great. We've got some quartz in there, almost translucent, a lot of red rocks. That may be some garnet material right there in the middle, that little red stuff there, because it looks kind of translucent, doesn't it? So very different from most of the material we collect here in New Mexico. As a matter of fact, one of the few places you can collect red material is up in Jemez, but all that red material, it's a much darker red, is on tribal land, and effectively it is protected. And I know that there are artists on Jemez that use the red to make pigments for pottery and paintings and sand drawings and things like that, because it is a bright red. I have an embarrassing story to tell you. One time I was up there and I was at a place there where they have a picnic area, but they were selling food, and they had, like, you know, Indian tacos and pastelitos and things like that. And I saw the red dirt, and my daughter, as you guys know, is a retablo painter, and she uses pigments, and I thought, wow, this is such a bright red, maybe I could collect a little bit. And I made the mistake of doing it while there was a sheriff parked there. And he didn't arrest me, he just said he would prefer if people didn't take their native property. And so I poured that bottle right out. Look at that beautiful piece of very translucent quartz there. It's pretty amazing. So quartz is a good sign. Black sand, hematite, magnetite is a good sign. So let's see what else we can find in this sample when we run it. So I'm expecting to find, I always expect to find a little bit of gold. I just never know what's going to happen. So look at that red material there. That's because that red material there is translucent. So that's, you know, semi-precious gemstones of some kind, and I wouldn't call them rubies. Not amethyst. What is that orange color? It's not citrine. There's another one. I'll think of it before I finish this run. But yeah, a lot of gemstone quality material, semi-precious gemstone quality material in there. All right, guys, let's start with the dry magnetic separator. I'll set it up now. I'll throw this material back into the container so we can run it through the process. Okay? All right, just to let you know what I'm doing, I am going to take this material and I'm going to put it through the 10 mesh screen, and the plus 10 will go into my collection of material that I will put through the Mighty Mill when I get to that. The minus 10 will go into here, and that's what we will run through the dry magnetic separator. So I'm not going to make you watch me screening this Paydirt, but you'll see the results at the end of this process. All right, friends, let's catch you up to where we are. I've put the material through two meshes, 10 and 20. So the plus 10 will go into this collection here, which is material that doesn't have any nuggets or anything like it, but it may have some small free gold that can be liberated in the Mighty Mill. So that stuff will go into this container, which will eventually be put through the Mighty Mill. This is the minus 10 material. Normally I run that through the sluice alone, but there is so much other material here, minus 20, that I'll probably combine the minus 10 and the minus 20 and put through the sluice, which means I may not run the spiral blue bowl today, or the spiral bowl. This is the material that I'll run through the dry magnetic separator. Once it's through that, I'll pull aside the magnetite, and I've got a container here, and I will add the magnetite to that container, and then I'll take the minus 20 material and I'll run it through a minus 40 and a minus 60 screen. The minus 40, of course, goes through the blue bowl. The minus 60 will go through the Miller table. Okay? Let me get the dry magnetic separator set up, and I'll show you just a little bit of that because it's going to take a long time, and it's basically the same show as always. But you can see it after I set it up. So here we go with the dry magnetic separator. I will turn it on, and I'll run a couple of cups full through it, and then I'll stop it. I may keep it on just long enough so you guys can see the high-speed version of it, but this is a lot of material, and it's going to take a long time to run, and I'm not going to make you watch that. even if I speed it up to 10 speed. I'll just come back towards the end, okay? All right, here we go. So I'm using the 12 volt adapter and I'm turning it up to 18 volts. And it's powering this roly-poly here. Let me turn on the light. Now, these magnetic dry separators are made by Coulter Young at miningmagnets.com. If you want one, you can order one from there. All right, here's what I've got. This is the -10 and the -20 mixed up without the magnetics in them. So I'm going to take that and I'm going to screen it through the 40 mesh. That will, the -40 will go through the blue bowl, screen it through the 60 mesh, and that will go to the Miller table. Okay? So again, not going to torture with that. I will catch up with you in just a bit. All right. This is -10, -20. That's going through the cleanup sluice. This is -40. That's going to go through the blue bowl. This is -60. It's going to go through the Miller table. And that are probably the most I've ever processed. Actually, all this material is more than I've processed in any other run. So that's not a complaint, just like, wow. Didn't know that there was that much stuff there. All right, let me set up the cleanup sluice and we will rock and roll. Slate, slate, slate. All right, ladies and gentlemen, let's get this party started. So first we're going to turn on the water flow. I've got the regulated power supply set to 7.5 volts, which is about right. We'll turn on the vibrator. We'll set the vibrator to around 2,500 RPM. And that usually gives me the vibration. You can actually hear it. Vibrates everything. All right, it's going to be a long run, so as usual, I will stop talking, speed it up, and come back to you when we start seeing some gold, all right? We got some color. So I'm having a hard time with the black sands or the black material. It keeps wanting to float the gold because I've got you know, I've got 3 or 4 over on this side that need to be over there. But it looks like I'm going to say 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15 colors. Pretty chunky. So I will get that cleaned up for you and get it under the microscope so you can see it, get a picture. And then we'll move on to the blue bowl. We got gold, Arizona gold. Got a lucky winner of this week's prize on Saturday night because you're going to get a bag of garage prospecting pay dirt that has some gold in it for sure. Okay? Don't forget, in order to qualify for that giveaway on Saturday, all you have to do is make a comment on this video. And then we'll use commentpicker.com to pick the winner. All right, brothers and sisters, here we go with the blue bowl run. I haven't put any of the material in yet. We got a lot of it, so it's going to take more than one turn at the run. I've got to learn to figure out how to cut some of this down before I start running it without giving up on the gold. Make sure we're level here. Yep. Level it is. All right, so I think what I'm going to do is start by pouring the material in the blue bowl around the sides. Now this is pretty dirty stuff, so you're going to see a lot of powdery, milky dirt come out. So see this thing in the middle? I don't know what most people call it. I call it the volcano. So if you hear me talking about the volcano, that's what I'm talking about. And if there's gold in here, a lot of times we won't see it till the end of the run because like gold always does, it tends to settle in the bottom of this thing. So the hard part's going to be able to see if we can do anything with it. So I don't know whether you noticed, but in the sluice run, the water got pretty dirty pretty quick. So I'm going to start it at around 7 volts. Let's see. Oops. Turn that on. Let's see what that looks like. So it's at 7.5 volts right now. Let's see if we can get it up over the top without going over the top. Now, for those of you that worry about whether or not I'm going to lose some of my gold over the volcano, I've made, I don't know, a dozen runs in the blue bowl and tested the tailings afterwards. And I think as long as you run the blue bowl correctly, it runs fine. You just let it do its thing. So it's running a little bit hot right there. We're going to turn it down to about 7. So, like I said, if you let it do its thing, let the material go over the top and into the volcano, it does what it's supposed to. So this is different material. I'm going to find a happy medium in terms of voltage. Right now we're at 7. That looks a little bit slow to me. So let's take it to 7.2. So there's 7.2. Let's see how that does. All right. You guys watch, listen to the music. I will shut up. Oh, and if there is gold in here, you'll start seeing the little tiny flecks around the edges, the individual flecks of gold. So if it's in there, we'll see it. Sometimes you don't see it till the end of the run. All right, I'm going to be quiet. Okay, so I was going to say this is the first time I've ever made a blue bowl run and got nothing out of it, but I got 2 flakes out of it right here, one there and one that I just moved around. So I will clean that up and take a picture of it, all 2 of them, and then we'll move on to the miller table. So it looks like the gold that we produced came out of the sluice. I'm really surprised that the blue bowl didn't produce anything, because it usually produces something. But let me take a break. I will get this cleaned up, get a picture for you, and then we'll move on to the miller table, okay? All right, guys, we're back. I was disappointed in the results of the blue bowl. I was kind of concerned that I had missed some stuff, so I panned out several pans worth of the tailings and got literally another couple of very small flakes. But I think what bothers me is that what I saw in there should have been screened through to the miller table. That's how small they were. And I'm kind of wondering if I poured something back in the wrong pan at some point. So I'm not going to take the blame for it yet. I'm going to have to go back and look at stuff. But like I said, it wasn't the best of results for the blue bowl. I usually have better results for that. All right, we're ready to go with the miller table. Turn the water on, see if we get a regulated flow here. Oh, you know what I need to do? We need to add some jet dry right there. Let that run through just a little bit. And look at the wave over here, make sure it's good. There we go, everything's covered. So I've left this, the angle of pitch, or the angle of attack I like to call it, I think it's still 4 degrees, maybe just a little bit more. Yeah, 4 degrees. And I've got nice flow here at the end. And the hard part about this is, you know, if you're not getting results right away, you can kind of give up and say it's not going to happen. The problem is when you wash this stuff down like that to prep it for the miller table, the gold sinks down to the bottom, so you can't find out until the end. All right, let's get this run started. I'm going to shut up and turn the music on. Well, I don't know what to tell you guys. I classified it down to the normal minus 60. But we didn't get a single flake out of that. Oh, actually, there is a, this is going to be easy to lose. There was a There is a single flake right there. Dang nabbit. There's some white rocks there, but that's definitely a single flake. And I'm not going to worry about it. But so Blue Bowl didn't produce anything. There's just no, you know, it's unusual to find some pay dirt that has the chunky stuff that we got out of the sluice. Maybe I didn't look at that material close enough. We'll have to take another look at it. Maybe we just caught it in the sluice, but that would be rare. Okay, let me see if I can get these two things here. Yeah, I'm just saying things. Okay, let's get what we have. We don't have to clean anything up. Let's get it weighed and let's make some garage prospecting pay dirt for you. Maybe we can take a look at it under the microscope. All right, give me a second to get cleaned up here. Okay, guys, well, this is what it looks like under the microscope. Now, I am seeing some tiny little flakes. I don't know if you can look over on the left side there. There's some flakes in there, so I'm kind of wondering if we just didn't pick it up in the sluice run, whatever there was out there. But you can see a lot of flakes that you'd have thought would go through that -20 classifier. So this is, yeah, this is -10, -20. But there are some little tiny flakes in there that might have got caught up in it all that didn't run through the classifier. See right there on the left-hand side. Another one up there. So, of course, there's a lot of that red material, but there's one right there in the center, you know. So maybe it just didn't classify, I guess. Another one up there. So the small material is here. The question is how we can get it in the bag, but it's as usual. Good looking gold, you know. Get that. You know, I've seen nuggets and other pieces of gold that are way much bigger than this, and they all have that same set of characteristics, you know. Look at that one right there, has a little piece of quartz stuck in it. All right, well, I don't know if there's enough to weigh, but we will try it, and then we'll make a bag of garage prospecting pay dirt to give away this coming Saturday. All right? All right, everybody, here we go. Turn it on. Zero it out. And weigh it up. All right, 0.040 grams. And what we're going to do with that is, first I'm going to move it off there. I'll just spill it. So this is Garage Prospecting Pay Dirt Bag number 3 from Rich Hill, Weaver Mining District, Weaver Mountains, Yavapai County, Arizona. This package contains some gold, 0.040 grams of gold to be exact. There is no guarantee of the amount. I'll kind of guarantee the 0.040. But gold, magnetite, blonde sand, and sapphires have been added to make it interesting, etc. So this is that red Arizona dirt. And you can see it in there. And I'm going to take that 0.040 grams and put it in that bag. And I will seal that up. and we will give that away on Saturday night at 7 p.m. Mountain Daylight Time on our Garage Prospecting channel. And all you have to do to enter for a chance to win is make a comment on this video, okay? And we'll use commentpicker.com to determine the winner. All right, guys, thanks for watching. I appreciate it very much. I appreciate you putting the time into watching our videos and our live streams. And we will see you on Saturday night when we give away this Garage Prospecting Paydirt bag number 3.